Hello and welcome to the Appalachian Avengers YouTube channel. If you do not know me already, let me introduce myself. I am your reigning, usually defending, but not for this predictions video, Appalachian Avengers Predictions Champion. God, that feels good to say. And this is the predictions video for NXT Takeover 30. Like I said, the belt will not be on the line for this match. The winner of this predictions video will get a bonus point going into the SummerSlam predictions, which will be for my beloved Predictions Championship. That's all the rules, so let's get into the predictions. First off, we have the Cruiserweight Championship match between Santos, and he is facing Isaiah Scott. This is like Santos's first real test as champion, as Cruiserweight champion, not championship. So I think it's only natural for him to win this match. So I'm going to go ahead and predict that he does indeed win this match. Santos is winning, if you didn't catch that. All right, for the second pre-show match, it's the #1 contendership match for the tag team title. And we have Mendoza and Wilde versus Breezango versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. I got Burch and Lorcan winning this. I think they need it the most. And I think they'd put on the best match with Imperium whenever that match happens. And I really don't want to see Breezango versus Imperium. And I don't think Mendoza and Wilde are ready quite yet. So I think Lorcan and Burch are the most logical option. All right, now on to the main show. We have Balor versus Thatcher, and sort of like a really strung together match. I have Thatcher winning this because Finn can take the loss. Like, he'll be fine with the loss. I get that he has to stay strong for when he faces Walter, but from what it seems like, they're going to have time to build him back up to do so. And I think he can take a loss and still go against Walter whenever he wants. Finn's a character who can definitely take a loss. So I think Thatcher's like the newer star and the one they're going to be propelling more. So I think it's only logical for Thatcher to go over here. All right, so the next match is the NXT North American title match. I have Priest winning this one. I feel it's just sort of his time to win a belt. He's been in the company for a long time. And before Lee became champion, he gave Lee a bunch of like really close matches. So that means he's like somewhere high up on the totem pole in NXT. And I feel like the North American Championship is the logical next step for him. Next up, we have the match between Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. I really want to say Cole's going to win here. I really do. But I don't know. I think this storyline could honestly go further on to future takeovers. To a future takeover, I mean. Because obviously it's not going to go to future takeovers. They don't have those every month. I've got Cole winning though, honestly. I can't bring myself to believe that Adam Cole's going to lose to Pat McAfee, so I got Adam Cole winning. I don't care if there's antics going on. He has the Undisputed Era. Got Cole winning. Next we have the NXT Women's title match between Io Shirai and Dakota Kai. I have Io winning this. I think it's really early on in her title reign, and I think they're going to give her a decently long title reign. So obviously she can't lose it here to Dakota Kai if she's going to have a long title reign. And again, just like the Cruiserweight Championship match, this is Io's like first real test as a champion. So I think it's only logical that she wins her match. All right, and on to the final match of the predictions, at least for my part. We have Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. I'm picking Lee. Again, this is just like, there's been a lot of new champions in NXT recently. So a lot of them should retain. I think there's a chance that they take both the belts off Lee, like immediately, and just send Lee up to the main roster. I think that's something they could do. I don't think it is something they're going to do. So I'm going to reluctantly go with Lee, despite the fact that I want Cross to win. And that's been my section of the predictions video. SummerSlam's video will be coming soon, where this lovely belt right here will be on the line. Until then.
So now it's my part of the predictions, and before I get started, I let fans down losing the predictions championship. I should have went for MVP at Extreme Rules, but I didn't, and that cost me the title. So we're going to be a bit more careful with our predictions. Now, with these takeover predictions, it's only worth a bonus point going into SummerSlam, which is still very vital. So I have to be very careful with my predictions. So we're going to start off with the match that's reportedly happening on some sites, but other places say don't have it happening. So we're just going to predict it just in case. Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, Santos didn't win that title. It was only a couple of months ago. And Swerve's been great. However, I think it's a bit early for Santos to lose the title, so I would go with Santos if this happens. No bonus points, by the way. This is for a bonus point going into SummerSlam. It's just the 7 matches, 6 confirmed, and then this rumored match. But yeah, I'm going to go with Santos. Next up, the number one contenders match for the NXT Tag Titles. Legado del Fantasma versus Breezango versus Lorcan and Birch. I'm going to go with Lorcan and Birch because Breezango and Legado del Fantasma are currently kind of feuding, and I think it would make sense for this match for Lorcan and Birch to capitalize on that and pick up the win and have a pretty good match with Imperium. And honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to Lorcan and Birch dethroning Imperium. But moving on from that, Timothy Thatcher versus Finn Balor. Now this match is pretty much just based off one segment where Thatcher attacked Balor in the last episode of NXT. It'll still be a good match, but I'm going to go with Balor because he's Balor's character. He's an anti-hero at this point, and an anti-hero to be taken seriously has to win from time to time. And he's lost his last 2 matches, the Triple Threat and his second chance match with Dream. So I'm gonna go with Balor to pick up the win here. I think he needs it more. Thatcher won't suffer too much as long as the match is good and he looks good, because I think he's lost maybe a single match. I think maybe 2, but he has pretty good. He's looked pretty strong so far in his NXT career. I don't think this loss would hurt him that much, and Balor kind of needs it more. Next up, the North American Championship ladder match. Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, Cameron Grimes, and Velveteen Dream. Now, my heart says Bronson Reed because he's a fellow thick boy. But I think Cameron Grimes is going to the moon, and he's going to win the North American Championship here. I don't see Gargano or Dream winning. Priest is a close second. And I won't Reed to win, but I don't think it's happening. So, especially because he stood tall on SmackDown. So, I said SmackDown. NXT, you know what I mean. I might be the people's champion of these predictions, but I'm not, sometimes I make mistakes still. Everyone makes mistakes. It's just, my competitors don't think they make mistakes, but that's why they've lost their titles before. But I think Cameron Grimes is going to win. Next up, Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. Cole should win, and that should be done with it. This could be a fun match, or it could be terrible. It's a celebrity match. It's 50-50. I hope it's just a fun match and Cole picks up the win. I don't know what they're going to do for Cole or with Cole after this, but so maybe the feud continues. Maybe like Team McAfee versus Cole for War Games if they are doing War Games Survivor Series weekend. Or just McAfee chooses some people and, they have War Games match. That could be fun, but That's just an idea that popped up in my head. So I'll go with Cole for this one. Next up, NXT Women's Championship, Io Shirai defending against Dakota Kai. Now, part of me could see Dakota winning, because based off this prediction and the next one, both Io and Lee won their titles very recently. I know I'll get to Keith Lee versus Cross in a minute. But I'm going to go with Io because it's a safe option. She just won at the last TakeOver, so it'd be kind of early to take it off her. I think we'll see Io versus Mercedes Martinez, possibly the next TakeOver, maybe TakeOver after that. And that could be where she drops it. Because Mercedes is being built up as a dominant heel right now. And that would give her time to finish her feud with Rhea. Could also see a Rhea challenge for her. Either way, that'd be good matches. But I think Io wins here. Next up, NXT Championship main event, Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross. I'm kind of torn. I'm going to go with Keith Lee. But this will take some explaining. Keith Lee, same boat as Io, except he won it literally a month ago. Now, originally when I thought it was a double champ, I thought they were going to have Kross beat him for the North American title, which would have made more sense since Lee had held the North American title since January, I believe. But Lee's held this title for like a month. For him to drop it like that after just becoming a double champion, I thought it was already kind of stupid they had him vacate the North American title. He could have dropped that to Kross. Would have made sense. I don't see Kross winning the NXT title from Lee here. If it happens, it happens, but I don't think Lee should drop the title this early. Maybe a rematch down the line, but not on TakeOver 30. And that's my predictions for TakeOver. We're going to pass it to Harpo, the final man for these predictions. And hopefully your People's Champion can pick up the bonus point going into SummerSlam and reclaim the title for the people. As your People's Champion, that's my goal. And we're going to go ahead and pass it on to Harpo.
Okay, well, I thought we were going to pass it on to Harpo, but he's deemed TakeOver not worthy of his presence. Okay, he didn't feel like recording predictions and told me his. So, that's fun. So, getting into his predictions, he has, for Isaiah Scott versus Santos Escobar, he has Isaiah Scott to win. Kind of weird, but you know, it's okay, because that just means he's going to lose. If the match happens. And then for the tag number contenders match, he has Breezango. Interesting choice. I guess because they're the only faces. Well, no, because Lorcan and Birch. I'm trying to understand his reasoning, but I just can't. Finn Balor, that one makes sense. He has Finn Balor for Timothy versus Finn Balor and Timothy Thatcher. Fair enough. By the way, I'm recording this the morning after mine and Justin's were recorded because Harpo just didn't tell me he just didn't care enough to record his predictions. Didn't care. At all. Next, he has Cameron Grimes to win the ladder match. Respectable choice on that one. Then he has Adam Cole, which, who doesn't? He has Io Shirai, and then he has Keith Lee. So that's Harpo's predictions. Squeaky chair. That's a stream thing. But, you know, it just happened during a video. But yeah, that's his predictions. So that's all of our predictions for TakeOver 30. We'll have SummerSlam predictions coming tomorrow. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And catch you guys in the next one.